Pulsar has just released a new plugin, and since Pulsar doesn't make a lot of plugins, I'm expecting a lot from them. So let's immediately dive into it. So the way this plugin was introduced to me was as a faithful emulation of a legendary console EQ with a nautical name that conjures up images of the god Poseidon. I'm just not native English. You might have guessed it, it's a recreation of the well-known Trident A range EQ. And actually what I figured out is that the Trident A range EQ is available as a 500 series module. It is a mono EQ, right? It's so annoying when it takes up 2 spaces in the rack. It just messes a bit with my OCD, but it's no problem. And this is it. It comes with a Rust. I don't know what this thing is going to cost, but there better be a discount for the Rust. I mean, in the analog domain, actually, when you buy something that's rusty, it's vintage. All right, so we've got the faders over here. Yeah, that's for the gain. We've got some visual feedback over here as well. So then using a fader like this is literally just for the visuals to convince you of the fact that they are replicating a vintage console that is so rare that you've probably never used it, let alone have it to compare it with the plugin. So that's pretty easy for them to get away with. Also with these type of plugins, like I've been working on some like top 10 EQ plugin list, whatever you want to call it. And I've noticed that there's basically 2 types of EQs. You have the really digital linear EQs that do not introduce any saturation into your signal. And the linear EQs are pretty easy to rank, like it's really technical and on features. The other type of EQs that there is the what I call the color EQ. They do more than just cutting or boosting a certain amount of frequencies somewhere in the spectrum. They color. And when it comes to color, it's more difficult to rank them. And it really is a more emotional thing. So this one is probably in that range, and I am talking way too much, so let's check it out. And I had some comments about the fact that I wasn't naming the track that I was using. People really wanted to know what track I was using. Today's track is Sandstorm by Darude. All right. One of the things is, what's this? Oh, saturation button. Pulsar saturation, okay. Okay. We'll check that out in a bit. Let's drive. Oh. Okay. Let's, I don't know. Oh, so this is band 1. Band 1 is over here, band 2 is over here. Okay. Just because it's the same as on the analog doesn't mean it's logical. Also, look how wide these bands actually are. This is actually interesting because a lot of people often forget how wide the analog EQ bands actually are. Like usually we are EQing with quite a high Q factor, but in the analog domain, Q factors are usually like 1, sometimes 2, most of the times lower than 1, so 0.6 or 0.3 or something. Filter as well, okay. Oh, we've got auto gain! Why did I enable that? Like, auto gain on EQ is not always that needed, but it's nice to have. And actually, for what I want to do with this track, the bands are a bit too wide. You can also insert some transformers here. Interesting. This is always so minimal. So there are two things here. Saturation mode. Trident button enables a faithful emulation of the analog circuitry of the console from which this plugin is inspired, which produces a rather soft saturation. The Pulsar button enables an original saturation circuit proposed by Pulsar, which has a slightly more modern and aggressive character. Okay, let's see if we can hear the difference. Let's drive it a little bit more. And this is no saturation, I think. Yeah, apart from the output transformer. Okay. Interesting. All right. So I want to know a little bit more about this. I actually had comments that I wasn't doing this in my latest video, so let's do this again. I want to quickly run this through a plugin doctor. So probably the linear analysis is not going to cut it. So let's just do a Hammerstein analysis. All right, here we go. Yeah, as it shows over here and over here as well, we have a lot of like very wide Q factor. Saturation does do some low and high cutting. I want to do an aliasing test. So we've got a linear sweep here. And when it's at 0, it's already aliasing. So that's, do we have oversampling? Oh, we have oversampling in here. Oh, okay. 8 times oversampling then. Let's, they should put this somewhere more apparent in the user interface. All right. So it's now oversampling. Let's check. Yes. Yes. Here you can see that the oversampling is cutting out a lot of aliasing. Like watch this. So we turn off oversampling and we have a lot of crap here. We turn it on. Cool. All right. So it's conclusion time. And I don't know. So thing is just, you know, from a technical perspective, they did a great job. But I always have the question of like, do you, like you, the viewer, do you need this? Is this going to transform your recording into a billboard track? No, it's not. I think this plugin is only valuable if you really know what you are buying and if you really know the use case for this. So this really is like a bit of coloring. And spoiler alert, 90% of my viewers already have enough plugins that can create that color. It's just how it is. Like I'm seeing so many people, they open their plugin list and it's like, it doesn't even fit on the screen. They have to scroll through all the plugins that they have. Do you need this one then? Yeah, probably to get your collection complete. But that's probably the only reason. A plugin is not a collectible. It's software. Software is not a collectible. Definitely not software like this. Because what I think a collection should do is, first of all, it should always be there. So it should be something physical. Something that you can touch, that you can have. Like software is not going to be there. Like there will be a point where nobody can open that particular software anymore because of software support systems, whatever. Second of all, the moment that you are buying this plugin or a different plugin, the value of it, the resale value is going to be 0. So realize that. It's not a collection. It's just probably another tool that they made you buy. And that's true for like 99% of all plugins. Doesn't say that this isn't a good plugin. But I do think a lot of people do not need another one. You don't need it. You don't need it. Still a great tool. And I'm definitely going to link in the description down below. And if there's an affiliate link, I'm going to put an affiliate link in the description because I also need to eat and they also need to eat. But we just gotta realize, you as viewer have to realize that you don't need more plugins. And if all the viewers are going to realize this, and if people in the audio industry in general are going to realize this, they are basically voting with their wallet in the capitalist way. Because you stop buying these plugins, they stop developing these plugins, and they probably are going to develop tools that we actually need. They're probably going to get their heads together with DAW manufacturers to create stuff that we can only dream of right now. But as long as we keep buying this stuff, and again, it's not bad stuff, but it's just not something that is going to get you any further. And it's not just for this plugin, this is just a general thing. So yeah, that's it for the Poseidon. I'm just going to say it in Dutch. From Pulsar. Again, links are in the description down below. Leave a comment down below. If you want to support the channel, make sure to check out the affiliate links at Thomann Sweetwater and Plugin Boutique. Also, you can support the channel by donating 99 cents per month. And if enough people do that, then I can basically remove all the ads from the channel. So make sure to join the channel down below. There are also more expensive tiers where you get early access to the videos. And whenever possible, these type of videos are not possible because of lounge aid and embargoes and anyway. And there's an exclusive content tier. I'll link the exclusive content over here. Last way to support me and the whole YouTube platform by watching more videos. So link an instant video over here. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep pushing. And bye bye.